Now, there has to be an agreement or understanding that, look, I'm giving you this thing of value, but it's in exchange for a referral of business. Okay. So but it doesn't have to be in writing. Okay. It can be just a wink, wink, nudge, nudge type of situation. And unfortunately, this agreement or understanding isn't defined in RESPA. They just kind of leave it. We have all of these descriptions and all of this guidance around what is a thing of value, but what is an agreement? That's really open to interpretation. It can be written, it can be unwritten, it can be verbal, it can even be nonverbal. So, in other words, you and I have this agreement where I refer business your way and you give me a little kickback on the side. We never even had to say anything about it. If it's an ongoing process and it's kind of a wink or a handshake and nothing's ever said about it, that could still be considered an agreement or an understanding between the two of us. In fact, look at letter C, and I left the italics in your manual so you could take a look at this. Letter C on page 8, it can be implied. So if there is a thing of value that is going back and forth between referral sources, repeated business could potentially be considered an agreement. So if we're doing it over and over and over again, it could be implied that there's an agreement or an understanding there. So just keep in mind that it's a nebulous term, but it's because it's so broad and it's so open to the interpretation of the observer, if that makes sense.